Alright, what's going on, guys? Happy Mentality Monday. Thanks for being here. We're going to get right into it. Make sure you guys, if you have any questions or concerns or anything that I can help with, post it in the chat. I can see the chat live, which is awesome. So usually Mentality Mondays are at 9 a.m. Central Time. I had a little bit of a hiccup. My car broke down over the weekend, and I'm getting a new one later today. But that being said, my schedule's a little bit out of whack. But good to see you guys. Callie, Marilyn, Caroline, Zobia, and Gerald. Thanks for being here, guys. More people will join. But today's Mentality Monday, I want to focus on the power of detachment. So if you guys aren't aware what detachment means, it's the idea that, oh dude, Gerald, good stuff, man. Before I get into this, he's on day 38 of the Strength Challenge, doing great. Love to hear that, man. Let's go. So today's topic is detachment, right? So what is the importance of it? Why do we want to cover it today? I am about to be moving the brand to Florida, and it's hard. Like, I'm about 10 days out from the big move, and I'm looking at, like, I walk in the warehouse this morning and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna miss this a lot. Coming in the HQ, everything looks very pristine. We have everything really organized. I got my own office here. We got the warehouse on the other room with Rob. We got the studio. We have couches and such. It's very chill atmosphere here. And when you have things in life that you really enjoy and they're really good, and I'm not saying it's not great, the situation right now. It's absolutely phenomenal. But it's easy to be complacent when things are just like, oh my gosh, I could live this way my whole life and be complacent and satisfied. But I heard a really good quote, and I'm going to relate this to church for a second here. It talked about the story of David and Bathsheba, and David ended up, cheating on, David, I don't know if you guys, I'm not trying to get too biblical here, but the story lesson of it is David was the king, and he got off his purpose, and it ended up leading him to his downfall, right? So the moments in life where we are least on our purpose, when we're not doing kingly or queenly, if you want to, for the girls, like when we're not on our purpose, it's very easy to be led astray. And I heard a really good quote: we are more safe on the battlefield than we are in our own home, which seems counterintuitive, yes, but when you think about it, when we're at home and we are very comfortable, we are most likely to be bored. And when we're bored, we delve into activities that are not going to serve the best versions of ourselves. But when you're on the battlefield, the metaphor of that is when you're on the battlefield, that means you're on your purpose. You're doing things that are bettering yourself. And you understand that you have a duty at the end of the day to bring your best self out. It's doing the simple things like being involved with strength, going to the gym, eating healthy, working on a new hobby like a guitar, or taking golf lessons or boxing or whatever you're trying to do that's not just scrolling on your phone and doing absolutely nothing. So I want to relate this topic to the idea of detachment, right? So bringing it for full circle here, I am very, like, I could see strength doing extremely well just staying here in La Crosse our whole life. We could stay in this warehouse. We could absolutely keep killing it. And yes, we will stay in this warehouse, but I'm not going to stay in La Crosse. And it's the idea of detachment of, it's not that you should not own, okay, how do I say this? Detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you, which means relationships that come in and go. It's easy if things go south to think, oh my gosh, like, I need to hold on to this person was so good for me, or this place, this situation is so in line and it's what I need. But at the end of the day, you don't need anything. You just need yourself and your inner peace. And to create that, I'm going to get into it in a little bit here. So first off, I want to cover detachment is essentially the conscious ability to separate yourself from emotional responses in situations that might otherwise control your mood and action. So it's like, I literally woke up this morning, guys. I'm going to get kind of personal here. I woke up to a text from this new girl I've been talking to, And, you know, she just said, hey, or I got something going on with this new guy now. So out of respect, like, we gotta stop Snapchatting. It's like, dude, the old me would have been like, man, screw you. Like, what the heck? Like, I would have fought it. I would have been like, oh my gosh, like, all right, you're not going to find someone better than me. Like, that's my ego talking and all that. But at the end of the day, like, all I said was I just said, hey, totally, the exact words were, sounds good. No worries, take care. Like, just, I know if I would have had the same situation happen 5 years ago, or even just like 2 years ago, I would have been like, dang, that actually like kind of stings. Well, it still does sting. It's not like you don't have emotions when you're in relationships, when you're detached, right? So, reminder, the topic of today is detachment. So, I just looked at the situation, I took a step back, and I was like, okay, this person doesn't owe me anything. I'm my own person, she's her own person. Just gotta walk separate ways, and if it's meant to be, the right people will gravitate towards you. So, being detached from your relationships does not mean that you don't have empathy for people around you, nor does it mean that you don't put your all into people. Because I'm sure you guys can relate to this, we've all had a relationship that we thought was gonna last forever. It ends up going south, and you don't talk to those people anymore. And it's really easy to think, like, when something like that happens, it's easy to become bitter and think, dang, like, this person did me dirty. Maybe I'm not worthy of good relationships, and or potentially maybe people just suck, which they do. Just a little, like, most people suck. We all have our flaws, and that's not our fault. That's just how we were made, right? We were made to sin. We were made to screw up, and we're not perfect. So the whole idea of detachment is just remembering, if we can do our best to control our emotions and how we respond to what happens, inevitably we're going to lead ourselves to the most productive future, and the best things are yet to come. When you're attached to an outcome, no matter if you win or you lose, you're going to be very emotional. Like, for example, yesterday I was golfing, and I had one of the worst games ever. Like, I can't even, like, explain how bad I was playing. And in the moment, when you're in it, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm playing so bad. I want to, like, you get emotional. You're like, dude, what's going on? Am I just overthinking? Am I not thinking enough? And then when you get out of the game, you're like, dude, it's just a game of golf. Like, don't get too invested. Like, yes, bring your best self out, but less is more in regards to, in my opinion, how you show yourself off and how you handle relationships. You need to be careful what you say, right? Because words hurt more than, like, they say, like, sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never hurt. Words can make or break a person. And if you say the wrong thing, dude, you can't take back what you say. So be very conscious of what you say. And I want to bring up a couple common misconceptions relating to detachment as well. So detachment does not mean the same thing as indifference. It's about engaging in life's experiences while keeping perspective and not avoiding them. And detachment is also not apathy, right? Like, not caring for somebody. So detachment is not a lack of care. It's caring without letting emotions cloud judgment. Who's calling me? Jimmy's calling me. Relations manager. We'll have to talk to him later. Okay. Now this says yes. Thank you. Glad you're liking this. And then here's a couple benefits of remaining detached, right? So you're going to have improved relationships. Detachment essentially builds your mental toughness, and it enables you to bounce back from setbacks faster, because when we have something bad happen to us, it's easy to stay down, right? But here's a really cool quote that I heard from Tim Grover. This is the guy who trained Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, if you guys know basketball, and two absolute legends. Tim Grover, he has a quote. He talks about, he has a couple really good books. One's called Winning. The other one's called Relentless, The Relentless Pursuit of Greatness. So with that said, when you go down, right, like when something bad happens in life, don't just shoot back up right away. Stay down for a minute and ask yourself, like, do the inner work and the reflection on, okay, why did this bad thing happen to me? What could I have done differently? Because I was also watching a video by Alex Hormozy just now, and he's talking about intelligence. Like, if you want to be a smarter person, if you want to be able to change your life quicker and be able to get results faster, you have to work on your intelligence, which is how long it takes you to experience something and then change your behavior. Because if you experience the same things, like let's say you read a book, right? And you don't change your life whatsoever after reading the book, your life's not going to change. Like, there's nothing will change if you don't change your behavior. So by changing your behavior let's say in the past with relationships went south, you got really bitter and you like yelled at the person, you were mad, and it took like a week or so to like really let it sink in, and hey, do any kind of grieving you need to. But at the end of the day, you gotta like, life goes on. That's the truth. And when you practice mindfulness and you set clear boundaries and establish emotional, mental limits to avoid getting overly invested into situations, you're inevitably gonna just be a better person, and you're going to be able to focus on the process and be committed to your actions without being obsessed with the results, right? So shift your mindset into focusing on the inputs rather than the outputs. As long as you're giving your best self and you're doing everything you can on your end to solidify a relationship and to just keep doing you, then it doesn't matter the outcome. The outcome will come into fruition the way you want it to, so long as you learn from mistakes that you might make and or how you could improve situations. Hopefully this is making sense. Think about athletes, right? They have to detach the fear of failure in order to focus solely on the present moment. That's the whole key of this all. Getting in the present moment is so underrated, and it's something that I try to preach a lot to you guys because it's so crucial, because we can't control anything that happened before, and we can only try to influence the future by controlling the present, right? So when we're wasting all this time thinking about the past, we lose our power. We don't, yes, it's good to reflect. There's absolutely time and place for thinking about things that already happened. But at the end of the day, we can't change things that already happened, right? So through meditating, for example, that's one of the 9 daily core habits of the Strength Challenge. It's strength E. So E is elevate, meditate for 10 minutes. Doing that every single morning, if you're not already, highly recommend it. That's something that you can do to change your behavior if you're not already. Meditate 10 minutes every single day. It's going to make a huge difference in how you present yourself and the ability to remain detached, because when bad things happen, not that you're assuming the worst, hoping, I like the saying assume the worst, hope for the best, but I also do have a rose gold glasses on typically at all times in life, and I try to look at the best in people, and I think that's a good habit for us to all strive for. But I understand we do get jaded sometimes. We have relationships go south, and sometimes it's out of left field. Like with my example earlier, I didn't expect that to happen today. I just woke up. Dude, yeah, people will choose sometimes what's the most convenient for them, and that's the sad truth. It's not really a game of best compatibility. Sometimes it's conveniency, and that sometimes you're not the most convenient option, and it's okay. You can just you can kind of laugh at it and just say, you know what, hey, I wish you the best, take care. But at the end of the day, the true power in life lies in the ability to engage fully in life with maintaining your inner sense of peace no matter what happens externally. That is what strength is all about. And start to incorporate detachment techniques like I've mentioned in this video. And I'm recording this, by the way, so I'll post it when it's done. Simply in your daily life and observe, like you're going to see positive changes as long as you can bring it into your mindset in relationships and overall well-being of just striving to remain detached. There's a video that's available if you're on the Line Order Journey Roadmap. So if you have a coach, there's a video that I go way more in depth on remaining detached from a couple years ago, actually. And somebody messaged me today, and that's what gave me this idea to bring it up, because I was like, dude, I'm really glad that video resonated with you. He said, dude, Best video on there, detachment video. So I was like, all right, gotta let you guys know what's good. Gerald says, helps so much to meditate at morning and night to let go of the bad moments. I had that day, and I had to focus on the new day to come. Absolutely, man. I need to do it more so in the night as well. I think if we all could try to hold each other accountable and strive to meditate in the mornings, afternoons, even for just 5 to 10 minutes, right when you wake up and then right before you go to bed, it really just sets the mood. And I've noticed when I do that personally, I'm able to fall asleep like that. I fall asleep within 5 minutes if I meditate. And it's the things in life that we avoid doing that need the most doing. It's the things that we keep putting off that are going to yield to the most progression in life. So do a little bit of deep thinking today. If you guys want an actionable task today, think about the things that you're putting off. Think about the things that you're holding on to that you know you could detach from that are going to serve you better, because it's usually the things that we don't want to look deep into that need the most looking into, right? So try to avoid putting off what we know we need to do, and let's just strive to be detached and keep bringing our best selves out, because we're on you guys, everybody a part of strength. The future is extremely bright for us, right? We are surrounding ourselves with the right people. You would not be a strength athlete if you didn't possess the growth mentality and live by the strength mindset and our core values. So I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm excited. It's going to be a great week. We got Perla, Taylor, Daniela, Natalie, Kelly, Marilyn, Caroline, Zobia, Gerald. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to record. I already recorded. It's got the camera right here. So I'm going to post her in the chat in the next couple hours if you want to rewatch anything. But yeah, I'm excited. Moral of the story, got to remain detached. I'm excited to be moving to Florida in 10 days. And it's easy to think, it's easy to get cold feet right before you do something big. It's like, I think that's the right word, cold feet, right? You're just like, oh man, maybe the move is not the move. I'm actually pretty comfortable here, and all of a sudden I'm looking outside. I'm like, man, like the bluffs, the scenery in La Crosse, Wisconsin, it's so beautiful. Maybe I'm gonna get to Florida and be like, man, I need to get back here ASAP. But that's something I can figure out later on, and this is the right moment, and I'm not gonna hold myself back, and I'm not going to attach myself too much to everything going on. One final example, like I'm getting a new car today, and I was so attached to my old car, and I'd be preaching about the importance of detachment. I'm like, oh, I don't need a new car. I love my car. But dude, that car is toast. So I'm getting a new one, and I'm excited. But just the same kind of thing. Got to remain detached. Nothing in this world is ours. All you come into this world with yourself, and you leave this world with yourself. And what we do in the meantime is up to us to decide. Let's frickin' bring our best selves out and make the biggest difference we can. Taylor says, having peace with yourself helps you see how peaceful life can be around you more than you could ever imagine. Absolutely. Last quote for you guys today relating to what Taylor just said. The world is not how you see it. The world is not as it is as you are. So if you are a positive individual and you see life, like I said earlier, with rose-colored glasses, and you bring your best self out and you look at the best intentions for everything that you possibly do, inevitably, you're going to attract a better life. The people that think that the world sucks, hey, listen, I said it earlier today, most people suck. Yes, just by nature we do, because of how we were made. It's just humans in general. Like, we all have flaws, we're not perfect. But if we look at people, always strive to do the best intent possible, and inevitably we're all striving for our own goals. There's really not a whole lot of ill intent in most people, what I've noticed as well. Like, if you look at the villains of movies and such, you can see their perspective. Like, people don't think that they're normally in the wrong. People normally are just serving their best self and self-interest. But if you can have a giving heart, if you can remain present and have peace with yourself, like what Taylor's talking about, you're inevitably going to attract a better future for yourself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to freaking wear strength, and we're going to use the subs, and we're going to make a difference. So I'm excited for the future. So that's all I've got for today, guys. 20-minute Mentality Monday went great, and I'm excited for it to be a great week. So reach out if you guys need anything, and we got a lot cooking. So let's make it a great one. Yeah, let's go. Big week. We made a lot of workout programs as well for clients this past weekend and training videos. So I'm excited to share those as well. If you're still watching, thanks for being here. Get that little extra knowledge, but it's gonna be a great week. So let's go.